guys, how's it going? Astrofeminist here, back with yet again another foodie beauty video. And I just wanted to react to this because I feel like I have some excellent clapbacks for Chantal trying to say that I basically am inferior to her. Now, disclaimer, obviously I'm not DMing Salah. I think that's a really stupid idea. You know, don't bring the internet drama into your real life kind of thing. But we're going to look at Foodie Beauty's October 19th video called A Message for All the Desperate Women Out There, with the description of stop trying to DM a man who doesn't want you when he has a queen already. Sassy girl emoji with the hand sort of flipped over, you know, like, I don't know why I'm doing physical movements when you literally cannot see me. Anyway, let's get right into it.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Hi, marhaba, assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another video. Yes, I have decided to do a video to talk a bit about, I guess, just what's on my mind, and I didn't really feel like going live. As you know, I'm kind of in weird moods, and sometimes I just feel like doing.
Which, for those who don't know, in Foodie Beauty, I keep saying feudie, like feudalism, my god. For those who don't know, I'm just going to call her Chantal. For those who don't know, if Chantal doesn't go live with something, that just means that she doesn't want people immediately commenting on what she has to say. So, and the comments are turned off on this video, so.
Doing videos. So, I'm just wanting to.
Also.
And sometimes I just feel like doing videos. So.
What's up with the jug? Why are we even commenting on the jug? Like, if it was there, nobody would care, but the fact that she pointed it out, which I do need some water, hold on. Like, the fact that she does have the jug there, it's like, why? Why do you need to comment? Because I really doubt that you drink that whole thing of water every day. She probably just drinks soda, if I'm going to be honest.
I'm just wanting to, I guess, talk about some, I don't know if it's like prejudices or what you would call it, but definitely misconceptions. And this is...
Those two things are not the same at all. Prejudice and misconception. Like, yeah, one can feed into the other, but, like, my god, those are not similar at all.
That sounds super snotty, but I want every woman out there to know.
And this weird zooming editing she's doing, oh my god.
If you are so desperate that you have to enter the DMs of somebody that I'm involved with, or try to, I need you to know that any reply you get from anyone calling themselves Salah, like they even have the nerve to pretend to be that worthy, to even enter his DMs, any reply you get is fake, because this man spends hours on video call with me every day, shows me screenshots of every single person trying to follow him, has all comments turned off, is not accepting new friend requests anywhere, and his dating app that you're so hanging on to as proof that this man doesn't love me. Please, you're so gullible, just like you all accuse me of being.
You are, though. Like, this is clearly not genuine. Like, apparently, what I've heard is that he hasn't liked any of her posts on Instagram. And somebody pointed this out, like, back when she was with Natter and he would text her things, she would show us screenshots of those texts. Why aren't we seeing screenshots of your FaceTimes and your texting and your DMing that you guys are doing? Like, just throw up a DM of him sending you a screenshot of somebody sending him a DM on, like, Facebook or whatever. Why aren't we seeing any, like, receipts and evidence and things?
I'm sorry, or should I say, I apologize, if I sound bitter. Yeah, I'm a little bitter. I'm trying to do better for my life, and I have people everywhere trying to pull me back down into the stinky bog with them. You can stay there. I'm moving on up. I'm getting married.
Wait, who is that supposed to be? That's not French fried girl. I don't think that's Yabla. Like, who is that supposed to be?
You can stay there. I'm moving on up. I'm getting married. I'm going to live an amazing life. This move is happening. I'm glowing up in life, behind the scenes. And from now on, I'm only allowing you whatever privacy I want to give you. And honestly, the way things are going to be going with my channel, probably not much. My privacy is something.
I mean, you haven't been giving us any privacy at all for, like, the past, like, year and a half, because you've been live streaming your entire life. So, I mean, old habits die hard, right?
Something I have not valued my entire life. Do I regret that? I see people, desperate reaction channels and desperate women, trying to break this up, but it's not going to happen. Why would Salah, and listen carefully, ladies, why would Salah go for you girls when he has a Canadian queen like me? You make no sense. Anyway.
Okay. So here's the thing. Right, because Chantal doesn't like women, and she uses these really archaic standards to denote what is a better quality woman. So here's my proposal, right? I'm a little more than half of Chantal's age. I am much skinnier than her. I am much more fit than her. I am, well, okay, technically we both have bachelors, but I have a STEM bachelor's. So in the hierarchy, my STEM bachelor beats out your English major bachelor's. And the workout that I did yesterday at rowing, after a warm-up, that was about 10 minutes long, was a 2 by 20 minutes at a 26 to a 32 strokes per minute. That would literally give her a heart attack if she was forced to do that. But I did it pretty much no problem. And I'm going to have to do regattas 2 weekends in a row. This weekend the 29th, next weekend the 5th. Those are like, 20 to hopefully not whole 25. It's going to be 20 plus minute race where I'm going to be at higher rates and higher intensity. So by all those standards, I'm better than Chantal. Yes, she makes more money than me, but that's because she's basically exploiting herself for profit on YouTube. But in all of her archaic stereotypes, besides money, I am technically superior to Chantal. So the fact that she's apparently, and I haven't actually damned anybody, but she's calling reaction channels desperate, so I'll take it. The fact that she's calling me desperate is hilarious to me, because I've been single since I had a breakup, like right before the pandemic really hit in like March. I've been single for this long. I've been vibing. I've been thriving, right? And she is constantly having to chase out dick. Begging, at least she's upgraded this time to a guy that's like at least half decent looking. But he's probably scamming her for Canadian citizenship. I'm not that dumb. So Chantal, if I have to be clear about it, yeah, I do think I'm better than you. How do you feel about that?
Anyway, I'm just terribly bored with all the speculation I'm seeing, and I have to tell you, none of it's true. I want to just say...
Oh, we'll see. A psychic French fry girl went who said you're gonna have 3 years of an awful marriage, but you'll lose weight, I guess, so I don't know, these are some takeaway. We shall see.
If I'm being scammed, why has he not made any videos to try to leech off my YouTube channel? Why has he not been pushing me to do content? Why has he promised to take care of me as my husband? This is what a real man does. Weird. I have found myself a real man, yes, halfway across the world. It's a vast world. Why am I going to be closed-minded and limit myself to someone here?
Because you actually get to know them in person, where they can't lie to you behind text messages and a camera. Also, she doesn't realize, and a lot of people have mentioned this, he's playing the long game. He's playing the long-term scammer, because a lot of these people who scam, older, vulnerable, gullible women out of money, they play the long game if they really want to, where they'll butter you up for months and months on end, and he's not really looking for money. If he has, the supposedly semi-successful gaming YouTube channel he has, he's not looking for money. He wants that citizenship, so he can bring the rest of his family over. Can she think this through for more than 5 seconds? Also, yes, elephant in the room. The lip is looking a little burnt. Like she may have done something, supposedly. I have no idea. Allegedly, conspiracy, whatever. To quote our lovely FFG. She doesn't understand it. She needs to watch... I need to, find a compilation of Dr. Phil episodes where the women get scammed out of the money and just send it to her. Because she does not really realize what the problem is here.
Salah is my soulmate. He happens to be in another country. So, we're gonna make it happen. I can. And I will.
Soulmate.
What other scams? He's using me for citizenship. Number one, we don't have green cards here. Sponsoring a spouse, yes, it's a big process. It's not just quick and easy like that. Also, who says he's even coming here right now?
He's playing the long game you do not understand. Yeah, it's not easy, but he found somebody who's going to make it easy for him, because you have to bear all the responsibility for him. Having FFG be a Canadian citizen, and being familiar with that, the politics of that, Chantal's going to say she has to be financially responsible for him, she has to, she's apparently possibly been catching up on her taxes, all this stuff. You're making it easy for him to get a citizenship through the marriage thing.
This is the thing. I even saw a rumor that he has no family. How are people making these claims when they don't even know us? They don't know anything.
He's also a YouTuber, and probably they've investigated him and found out personal things.
And guess what? You're not going to. I have every right to my privacy. I'm taking back my privacy. You can put every video, every thumbnail, every picture of me you want of my past, and that hasn't scared him away. He knows who I am. He knows I'm Foodie Beauty, and he loves me for me. As a person, I have a lot to offer. Just because I pick my nose in old videos means I'm not worthy of love? Okay. Or maybe because I went through a hard time and I was in an abusive relationship and resorted to drugs.
You did not resort to drugs. This is a point, again, I watch a lot of FFG lives, so. Again, you did drugs on the first date, which I think helped sort of attach her to Natter, right? Because, like, they've done studies and they've shown that dates that go to, like, fun experiences where your adrenaline gets up, like if you go to, like, a carnival or a roller coaster park or something a little more thrilling, you're more likely to get emotionally attached to that person because of the release of dopamine that happens when you're with that person in that situation. So the drugs, you didn't resort to drugs. You got addicted to drugs and you got addicted to Natter, and those things happen simultaneously.
To cope with things, so that's going to be rubbed in my face over and over. Nice try, but no. I don't live in the past. You guys do. I'm moving forward, and so are my Beezers. My loyal Beezers, and that's all that matters. And
Loyal Beezers.
Whatever. Also, I would like everyone to reach out to people who are having their names mispronounced over and over. Go ask them if that matters. Go ask them if that matters. I will let you know there's one.
This is such a random throw-in to try and get FFG. Again, I keep saying that, but she's like my main lately. Also, she just got a puppy and he's super adorable. The point of that was for her to call out FFG calling Salah salad. That is not her intentionally mispronouncing his name. It is her making a joke on his name because people's autocorrect corrected it from Salah to salad, right? Like how she calls Natter Koki. It's a joke. It's not necessarily racist.
Reaction channel particularly, who keeps being racist just because that's the only way they feel they can get to me out of desperation. But every harassment is being documented and noted, and I'm actually in contact with a representative from YouTube about a lot of things. This might...
Representative from YouTube in big quotes. It's sort of like how Amber was talking about how she's in talks with YouTube about, you know, copywriting channels for reacting to her whole video because apparently that's illegal, which it's not. That's just her delusion. You likely just emailed somebody about a problem, and then the auto bot was kind of like, okay, we'll get back to you on this issue. That's probably what she means.
It might take a while, maybe, I don't know how long. I mean, I guess while they look into it. But I'm tired of not fighting for my rights in any way. The rights to my privacy. I need to take responsibility for myself. But
also, the way she's framing the privacy thing, like, no one's, like, taking away her right to privacy, right? Like, this isn't, like, you know, a Fourth Amendment violation. She's in Canada, so I don't know what the equivalent to that is, but you have your right to privacy on the internet. Just don't post dumb shit. You don't have to live stream all day. You don't have to post things that you don't want to. That's your right to privacy. You're just not fully utilizing it to your advantage, and it's coming back to bite you in the ass.
Where's the community's responsibility and everything? So it's okay to just be racist and just say racist things now, and so the onus is still on me for that, right? Because of something, a comment I made a long time ago that wasn't even racist. Yeah, okay. You're all crappy, and every time you do something racist like that, I will report you. All right, so just a brief history on this racism accusation, which is so contrived and so far-fetched. It's insane, but anyway, this person, Charlie Gold, was a reaction channel up my butt and around the corner since I started YouTube, basically, fat-shaming me for years, using my content for years, and one day I snapped, and since she liked to make fun of my name and everything else, you know, I decided to call her instead of Charlie Gold, because she definitely isn't worth the value of gold, and is not shiny like gold, is what I was referring to, not her skin color. The color of her soul was coal. Her personality is coal. She is valueless like coal. Her opinions are like coal, not gold. It was a play on the term gold, the opposite of gold in mineral terms, I guess, in my brain. Call me stupid, fine, but I'm not racist. Was coal. The opposite of gold in my mind was coal. Now, if Charlie's name was Charlie Christmas and I called her Charlie Cole, then yes, I would agree that that is very racist. However, no, that's not racist. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
So yeah, that's what she's mentioning, and I like how she frames it as a long time ago, like it wasn't only 3 years ago, which this woman's almost 40, so that's, in the grand scheme of things, that's really not a long time ago. Second of all, this just sort of speaks to the irony, in my opinion, of how Chantal seems to think, like, she made a comment the other day about, like, people from the southern United States and how there was, it wasn't possible that there was Muslim people in the southern United States because, the southern United States is so ignorant and racist. And while I will agree that compared to most of the country, they are pretty. I went to school in Tennessee for 2 years, so I can kind of speak on this. And I lived on, like, the eastern shore of Maryland, where the county I went to school in voted blue Democrat for the first time since John F. Kennedy. They went blue in 2020. Yes, there are portions of the United States that are quite more ignorant and racist than the rest of it. But racist in Canada exists too, hun. A lot of people have been pointing this out. Chantal is just as ignorant as the best of them, right? But here's the thing. In the US, at least, we kind of acknowledge it, right? And as a quick history lesson of why coal is so offensive to black people is because, and I have taken a couple of African American studies classes in university, so I feel like I can sort of speak on this. Obviously, if there is more detail or I say something incorrect, please educate me in the comments down below. I'm willing to be educated, basically. If I say I'm ignorant about something, it means that I just don't know about it. And I do not mean any harm. And I do not want to spread misinformation. The reason that coal is offensive to black people, backstory, right? Minstrel shows. For those who don't know, minstrel shows are basically comedic, how do I want to phrase this? They're sort of like plays, musical skits done with black people as the main characters, but they are over dramatized, over stereotyped, think like Mammy, Uncle Tom, portraying black people as, uneducated, stupid, violent, uncivilized, that kind of thing. They would be played by white people doing blackface, right? That's why blackface is really offensive, is because it's done to make fun of and dehumanize black people, right? And you sort of see this in the way that cartoons at the time are done, and I would put some on the screen, but I don't want to offend anybody or trigger anybody, so I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to describe it. A big characteristic of stereotyping black people would be that the white people would intentionally leave space between the black paint or possibly charcoal that they would use to make their skin black. They would leave a gap between their lips and the paint, the black coloring, to accentuate their lips, to sort of make fun of how black people have, in general, relative to their face size, larger lips than white people. And it would be straight up black. It wasn't it wasn't a dark brown, it was just black, right? And, there's probably some literature out there or some pamphlets that refer to black people as coal-skinned, and that's meant in a derogatory way. That's why calling a black person coal is offensive. It has centuries of negative stereotyping behind it and dehumanization behind it, right? So the thing about Chantal saying that she did not mean it in a racist way, at the end of the day, because of the deeply entrenched history with black people being referred to with the term coal, it doesn't matter if you meant it to be racist. Because here's the thing, if you didn't mean it to be racist, you could have just said, I didn't know that it was racist, I've been educated on the facts since, and I apologize for my ignorance. That's what she should have done. But what she did end up, quote-unquote, apologizing, it was more of a non-apology, as, is common for YouTubers nowadays, is she half-ass apologized while she was eating food in her car, and then took it back and said, you know what, I don't regret anything I said. TLDR of that situation. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you meant it as a racist remark or not, because it still offended people, right? It's the ignorance. At the end of the day, you were ignorant and wound up being racist in the process. Also, the fact that she's like, oh, if her name was Charlie Christmas and I called her Charlie. If anything, I feel like the Christmas and the coal makes more sense. It would still be racist, but that makes more sense because the bad people and the bad kids on Christmas get coal for Christmas. But the fact that her name wasn't Christmas, which would make more sense than calling her Charlie Cole from Charlie Gold, is that you called her Charlie Cole from Charlie Gold. You did a racism, Chantal. You can't take it back. And also the fact that you continue to be racist to this day because only, oh god, when was the Cuba Bees? Was it April? Yeah, 6 months ago, you referred to Koki as an Egyptian piece of shit, and said that he doesn't deserve to breathe the air of Canadian air, which is just like my favorite Chantelism, really, because it's just like, yes, breathe the air of Canadian air. Using that English degree, am I right? And that Justin Trudeau should hang him. That was vile. That was racist. And that was 6 months ago. What, 20%? 80% of the time shorter than that thing, and then the Charlie Cole thing that was 3 years ago? Less than 3 years ago? Really? Come on. Don't act like... You do not actually like Middle Eastern men. You fetishize them because they're exotic to you or whatever, which is also a problem in and of itself. You're a bigot, and you don't want to admit that.
That person is obviously just bitter and jealous that they can't be me and have my life and have...
Who is this person? I have no idea who this is. I've never seen... Who's this? Whose mains is this? I've never seen her before.
The men in my life. It's a problem, and it's actually scary, and it is harassment, and I'm dealing with it behind the scenes.
Also, I just want to say desperately that you will not find a Tinder account for Salah anywhere, so have fun with that. That is clearly fake. People are trying so hard to do anything to make me miserable and split us up. Again, it's not going to work. Only God will keep me from this man and my future.
I also don't know.
So from what I've heard, the Tinder account does look quite legit, and I wouldn't be surprised because, as much as, he can love you over here, it's still possible for him to try and get some tail over in Kuwait or wherever he is. I'm pretty sure it's Kuwait. So I don't know why you're so, defensive of his behavior. Like, if I heard that and I saw that, I would get him on the phone immediately, and if he couldn't defend himself, bye. Why is your Tinder still active? Bye.
No,
because for those who don't know, and this has happened to me because I'm really bad at online dating apps, after I think 3 or 6 months, they'll sort of put your account on hold, and it won't show up in listings again. Like, if you're just scrolling, it won't show up for other people in your area, because they'll count it as inactive, because they're assuming that you, have a relationship or something now. So, that implies that he has used that within the past 3 to 6 months. And especially, if he's super active, it probably shows up more quickly for other people who are searching that area.
People are surprised about my bitchy community posts. My community post being ageist was directly in response, as I said in my video, to this old woman constantly fat shaming me. So...
Women that are, around her age or slightly... she refers to FFG as old sometimes, and FFG is, 2 years younger than her. It's it's an internalized misogyny for me, really.
Sorry? Unbelievable. So yes, I guess for those who...
Also, being old is not an insult. Being old means that you have wisdom, you've lived your life, you're healthy. Being old is a gift. It shouldn't be something that, we're shitting on. So we'll just add ageism to the list of bigotries that Chantal has displayed. Alright.
Who are just like, oh, let's see her rage. Here you go, I guess. I don't know what makes your day, floats your boat, makes you alive in life, but apparently seeing me rage does it, and really, that's really sad that actually speaks more about you than it ever will about me, honey. Stay mad.
I mean, I'm not mad. If anything, I'm having an entertaining time because I love to see bigots get peeved off. It's like, watching Trumpers get owned, it gives me a little, Schadenfreude or whatever that thing is. It's just, it warms my heart a little, especially now with the holidays coming around. I just love to see it, especially because Trump's getting subpoenaed by the January 6th committee. Mwah! Chef's kiss. We love to see it.
Now, I've addressed my haters ad nauseum, so I want to address my followers and my geezers. I miss you guys so much, and again, I thank you. I'm in a transition period in my life. I will be back as soon as I can, but there will be a lot of changes. A lot. But it's going to be a good thing. So be patient and be proud to be a beezer. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.
Proud to be a beezer. Okay. So that's the end of Chantal's video. Again, it feels like it's just sort of trying to put a veil up and trying to, make her look good for her new mans and all this other stuff and excuse her racism and bigotry and ableism and ageism and misogyny and literally, everything in the book. Homophobia, transphobia, I can't. Okay. It's Chantal. What do we have to say anymore about it, But yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you're having a good day, evening, weekend, whatever you're having right now, and remember that you're worth the space you take up in the world. Bye.